Okay, so Glitter and Lasers, what she's been up to lately is Glitter and Lasers has decided that she is going to cure her obesity and her lipedema. Because yes, she has lipedema. She never lets us forget that. But we sometimes forget that Glitter and Lasers is also very obese. And she needs to do something about her obesity as well. So she's going to explain to us here how she is going to, what her medical situation is and how she is addressing it. So let this video run from the beginning.
I am 5 days post-op. Hi, my name's Anna, and if you're new here, I have a condition called lipedema. And at the time of filming this, I am 5 days post-op my first lipedema removal surgery, which I had on my outer thighs and upper hip shelf. I decided going through this journey that it was really important to document it. Not a lot of people know about my condition, and a lot of the information that's out there is frankly not accurate. So I wanted to try to provide.
All right, so Anna here is going to correct the so-called misinformation. She's going to educate us about her medical condition. And I don't want to be unsympathetic. I don't want to be unfair. I do accept that lipedema is a real thing. I do accept that lipedema is resistant to weight loss and all of that. But just for anybody who's unfamiliar with my stance on Anna and her lipedema, I believe that Anna, in addition to having lipedema, is also very obese. I believe Anna has a lot of body fat, regardless of whether some of it is lipedema. And for her to say that she's unable to lose any body fat at all, no matter what she does, despite being on a diet and exercising and all of that, it's just unbelievable to me. And she's decided that instead of because she claims that she's unable to lose any body fat, no matter what she does, she must get a series of liposuction surgeries, repeated liposuction surgeries, one after another. That's the only thing that she can do to correct her lipedema. Why she doesn't seem to have any interest in correcting her obesity as well, I don't know. She won't even acknowledge that she's obese, but let's let it run.
Insights and knowledge about my condition and also the process of treating it. So this kind of kicks off the second video in a series, the first being my actual announcement that I was going to have surgery, which you can watch.
Oh, that's another thing. This is the second video in a series, and I should point this out to everybody. Why is this the second video in a series? Why is Anna talking about this so much? Is it just because she needs content? Maybe, but she's also become an ambassador for the surgery center. Yes, an ambassador for the surgery center. And I have a screenshot from her Instagram. I'm going to share it in just a moment. This screenshot from her Instagram here. Hopefully it's showing up. Yes. Okay, the screenshot here from her Instagram. Let me adjust the screen a little bit so it shows better. If you look at the bottom, it says ALTA ambassador. I forgot the ALTA ambassador. What is ALTA? Yes, ALTA is, what is it? I'm trying to figure out the name for it. About Us. I got the website here. Well, anyway, I can't find the name of it. The point is, it's the name of her surgery center. That's what it is. It's the name of her surgery center. And the surgery center is, she's become an ambassador at the surgery center. And this is a post here talking about it. She's got a video here recording her doctor to basically who's going to do the surgery. And she's talking about how she says that she also has other issues and that she, goes on to talk about that. But this just goes, in my opinion, makes it clear that this is part of a sponsored program, or not a sponsored program. There's some kind of an incentive for her to promote this surgery center specifically, because it's not just promoting surgery. She's promoting the specific center. And I don't think that that is something that is automatically bad, but I think that she should be much more upfront about it, because she's clearly putting these hashtags in her Instagram. Why can't she be honest and announce it in the video as well? Why does she only give us half the story? And why won't she ever give us any dates? Why does she always upload videos out of order? It's just, everything about her is very shady.
Where I talk about this condition and how it's affected my life, and also the process of getting surgery. So today kind of kicks off, I think, a very exciting part of the journey, which was A, selecting my surgeon, and B, preparing myself for an assessment of how much lipedema has affected my life. So first and foremost, about 2 months ago, maybe even longer than that. I'll be honest, my brain is really foggy post-surgery.
Wow, Tiger Talks. I totally can see that, because Anna is somebody who does not seem to be at all concerned about anyone other than herself, and I'm feeling that includes her pets. I'm somebody, I'm not a pet owner, or I've been a pet owner. I've owned a bird, but I'm not like a dog owner, so I'm not an expert on dogs or behavior, that kind of thing. But I've noticed that she always drops her dog on the ground, and it's just like, why can't she ever just gently set the dog down? And the only reason I can think of is because she doesn't want to bend over. Like, why can't she just why does she just drop the dog? Like, she picks it up and then she just always drops it. And I just doesn't, I don't get it. Like, it's a very small dog. It's not like a big dog.
So don't trust any dates I say, because I'm not even sure if they're correct, but I think it was April I went. I think.
Thank you.
I flew to LA and I saw several doctors about potentially having surgery.
Okay, why did she have to fly to LA to see several doctors? That's a good point. And I'm not saying that there might not be good doctors in LA, but it's like, doesn't she live in Texas? Isn't that like the home of Doctor now? Aren't there a lot of good doctors in Texas? Why is it that she couldn't find any doctors anywhere else? And considering she eventually went to a plastic surgery center, it just feels to me like she found this place because they offered her a sponsorship rather than anything. And I'm not saying they're not a good place. Maybe they are a good place, but it just feels like a conflict of interest.
I had also done some research about doctors in my area in Texas. I ultimately decided against local doctors because some of them had BMI requirements, or they just did not have enough experience with advanced.
So some of that BMI requirements, in other words, they said that they would not operate on her because she had too much body fat. She has too much body fat to operate on. But she can't ever lose that body fat, according to her. So those doctors are just saying they're going to leave her to suffer forever. They refuse to help her. In other words, these doctors are horrible, horrible, evil people. They are just going to let her suffer forever. There's no way she can ever lose any weight. She'll never be able to lose enough weight to get surgery, and they won't ever do the surgery to help her lose the weight. So what is she going to do? These doctors are evil.
Stage cases. I am a stage 4 patient, which we will talk about later what that actually means. So I needed to find someone with a lot of experience in treating this condition.
Okay, so I'm here in Los Angeles, and I'm a little nervous right now because I'm going to my first appointment with a lipedema removal specialist in Los Angeles to see if I'm ready to start that process. From what I know and what I've seen,
I agree.
This process might take up to 2 years for me. And in talking,
this process may take up to 2 years for her. So that means she's going to be getting liposuction for 2 years straight. Is she going to get it every 2 months for 2 years straight? And I have to bring this up. Surgery is painful. They give you pain pills after you get surgery a lot of times. If Anna refuses the medication, that's on her. But if you get surgery every 2 months for 2 years straight, and every single time you get surgery, you get pills, you're going to end up on a lot of pills. You're going to be on a lot of pills if you keep getting surgery again and again and again. Unless you refuse any pills, which she might want to do, because she, from my understanding, has an addictive personality. And if she keeps going to get surgery every 2 months, there's a good chance that she's going to be receiving pills as well.
With my other medical team members, they think that it's best for me and my health to start the process now. So I just got back from my doctor's appointment, and I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm
she absolutely
processing everything.
And something I should mention is I've not personally witnessed this, but I've read about this and I've heard about this. People who get a lot of liposuction, who keep the weight off, it can be a very effective and a very helpful procedure. But for people who get liposuction and then gain weight afterward, what happens is the body fat that they had before, that's left after the liposuction, that body fat is going to then grow to store the weight. So if you got liposuction, say you're somebody who doesn't really put on a lot of fat on your arms, and you say you're like Anna. Good example is Anna. She puts on all that fat on her butt and her hips and everything. So that's where she's getting it removed. If the doctors remove all of the fat from her butt and her legs and her hips, they spend 2 years and they do it every 2 months. They go in and remove another 10 pounds, and they remove over 100 pounds of fat, and they take all the fat out. What's going to happen if she gains back that 100 pounds? It's going to come back in her arms. It's going to come back in her belly. It's going to come back in the areas that were not removed. So then she's just going to develop lipedema wherever the fat grows. It's going to turn into the quote new lipedema. It's just, if you can't keep the weight off, liposuction is not going to stop it from coming back. And whatever you eat to maintain your body weight is going to get you up to that weight. What a person eats to maintain 300 pounds is what will get a person to 300 pounds. If you weigh 400 pounds and you eat enough to weigh as a person, you eat the same as a person who weighs 300 pounds, you're going to go down to 300 pounds. If you weigh 200 pounds and you eat as much as somebody who weighs 300 pounds, you're going to go up to 300 pounds. If you are 300 pounds and you eat as much as somebody who weighs 300 pounds, you're going to stay at 300 pounds. I hope you folks get my where I'm going with this. So if Anna weighs 500 pounds and she eats like somebody who weighs 500 pounds, and the doctors suck 100 pounds out of her, and she goes down to 400 pounds, but she continues to eat like somebody who weighs 500 pounds, where do you think, do you see where I'm going with this? The 100 pounds is just going to have to come back. It's not possible for it to go away.
Over the last 6 months, I've had a lot of trouble losing weight. My body's changed, but I haven't lost weight, and I had started to really punish myself for it, reducing calories further, working out more. It wasn't healthy.
Do that? She's been punishing herself. She's been punishing herself by working out more, by eating less calories. Anna, don't do that. Don't punish your body by eating less or by exercising. That's not safe.
I haven't lost weight, and I had started to really punish myself for it, reducing calories further, working out more.
Do you hear that? She's been punishing herself. Don't punish yourself, Anna. You're so amazing and strong the way you are. Please don't punish yourself, because it's not your fault. Don't punish yourself by eating less or exercising more. Please don't do that to your body.
It wasn't healthy, and
wasn't
I
healthy.
saw my obesity doctor, and she was like, well, maybe we need to try a different medication. Maybe we need to do these things. And so we had proceeded down that path, and
agreed.
I still really haven't been having like tons of results, but we knew that it might take time. Today, meeting with...
And then whatever happened to the exercise queen? This is the same woman who 3 months ago was talking about how amazing her body is, and how she's running a 5K, and how upset she was that some woman who saw her running said, good job getting out there, and how belittling it was for her to think that she wasn't an experienced athlete.
The lipedema specialist, and I'm sorry, I'm like halfway between crying and not crying.
I love how she's always halfway between crying, but she's always 180 degrees away from it, shedding a tear.
All through this, so this is going to be a mess, but I'm going to have a lot of surgeries.
She's going to have a lot of surgeries, guys. Going to have a lot of surgeries.
Removed. And I've kind of been lying to myself a little bit about the pain that I experience on a day-to-day basis, so I've been trying to live through the pain.
She's just too tough. Anna is too tough for her own good. That's the problem. She's been lying to herself about she needs to be honest with herself about how much pain she's in and stop being so darn tough. She needs to stop being so tough. It's not fair to her how tough she is.
Ignore the pain. I've in a lot of ways failed to acknowledge that pain.
She needs to acknowledge her pain.
It's like prodding me to feel for the lipedema, because they do like
and reduce calories.
Full,
she's been punishing herself also by reducing calories, punishing her body.
They fill you up to feel it inside your body. It just was in a lot of places, and I allowed myself to feel that hurt, and it just is like really exciting, but also like really scary. And I feel like mad at myself for being so hard on myself. I just feel a lot of things right now, and I had all these big plans the day it was going to go, and instead I'm going to just sit here with this because I feel like I'm mourning. I feel sad, and I I guess I should feel
What?
happy because I know
Leaving that alone.
I'm not crazy, and it's not because I'm not working hard enough or I'm not eating right. But at the same time, this is going to be several years to resolve, and it's
going to be several years to resolve this. It's not like you could diet for several years. It's not like you'd exercise for several years. No, you have to have several years of surgeries.
Going to be very, very expensive, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot to take on, and
it's going to be very, very expensive. Well, but aren't you getting this partially covered by the becoming an ambassador for the surgery center?
Well, there's a lot of hope at the end of the tunnel. It was more today than I thought. I guess I just want to be at the end. I'm sick of going through it. I'm just really sick of going through it. And I think this is a thing that no one.
This woman has cried in every single video she's released. And I think she's cried for like half of the video, but I have not seen a single tear ever. I've never seen a single tear. She does this, guys, it hurts. I'm just too brave. I'm too amazing. And it hurts to be so amazing.
Talks about when they talk about health is that we love before and after pictures. We love seeing people before and after and how their bodies change, but we don't acknowledge the time that is in between and the struggle and the journey and the pain. And I'm going to tell you, it's a very painful process, and you grieve a lot of things through it.
What are you grieving, Anna? What are you grieving? And this is a great face. I got to get a screenshot of this one. It's worse than I thought, guys. Anna's just so fake. If anything, you think she'd be happy. Why can't she just be honest and say, you know what? I'm really miserable that I'm trapped in this obesity with this lipedema that I've developed through over the course of my life. And I am so blessed to have this surgery deal. I managed to be blessed. And thanks to having all you wonderful subscribers, I'm able to negotiate a deal with a surgery center, and they're going to finally help me because I am just such a failure. I can't do this. No matter what I do, I keep failing on my diet. I fail on my exercise. But there's still hope, even if you can't, even if you're messing up, there's still options. And I don't know. I'm not even sure what she should say, but she should at least be honest. Whatever she says, she should be honest.
And I'm sick of going through that process.
Be nice. Be nice, Cam.
This is going to be quite a bit longer for me, and I'm just I don't know where I'm at right now.
The last 12 hours
I've been watching her every week.
has been so stressful. There's really no other words for it. I've been picking at my face because my anxiety.
Oh, you know something? I don't want to allege. I'm not going to allege anything. But Anna seems very hyper sometimes. Anna's on weight loss medication. Weight loss medication some weight loss medications are types of amphetamines. She has bad skin, like she picks at her face. Is it possible that she takes too many amphetamines and it causes her to pick at her face? Is that possible? Like, is it possible she's taking so much medication for her binge eating? And the medication they give you for binge eating disorder is a type of amphetamine. And is it possible she's taking so much of the amphetamine in an effort to curb her eating that it's causing her to like be up all night and pick at her face and act? I don't know, because she's always really tired and she's always got really bad skin.
Reached a level that it really hasn't been at for a really long time. So now I have another appointment tomorrow at 9:15, and I have to do everything I did today all over
Gemini,
again, and that was
the big question.
Already really emotionally taxing. And I can only imagine that if I don't have a similar conversation, but then it will also be confusing. And
welcome in, Kiki. And I think that's a darn good point. I don't like to throw around the word privileged because I think it's very easy to throw that around. But if anybody has a privileged life, it's Anna. Anna certainly has a lot of privilege, and I don't begrudge her having privilege, but enjoy your privilege. Don't whine about how hard you have it all the time.
I'm tired. I'm tired of medical stuff. I'm done. I would like a break from it, but unfortunately, that's not how this works.
The anxiety is real, but I got ready. I put on a cute outfit because you know what? Some days that's all I can control.
That's reasonable too. And and by the way, I don't want to when I said my theory, that's all that is an off the wall theory. I don't have any inside information. I don't know what Anna's really doing. I'm not suggesting that I'm just saying that is something that just came to my head out of nowhere. But it's also very possible that it's just a nervous habit. It could be. And if it is, that's what it is. And I don't want to.
I can show up looking my best, even if I don't feel my best. I guess I'm just like overcompensating for how emotionally wrecked I feel. And yeah, I'm wearing this bra that does not work with this top, but I'm gonna have a denim jacket on.
Agreed,
and the
Gemini.
reason I'm doing that is because this is a good bra to get prodded in. The robe.
What I noticed about Anna, sorry guys. Come on.
She's not.
All right. What I noticed about Anna is that beside her always having to show her butt and her body in every video for whatever reason, Anna's mental health does not seem to be the best. She has these crazy mood swings where she is so excited and happy and oh my God, I'm just so happy, y'all. It's so amazing. Yeah. And she like starts dancing and waving her arms around. Well, dancing. It's completely rhythmless. There's no rhythm whatsoever, and there's not really a lot of leg movement, but whatever. It's type of dancing. She does that little hand jive thing. And yeah, I'm sorry, Nutty. I'm sorry. But it's just that little hand jive thing. And but seriously though, but then she goes into these crying wrecks out of nowhere. Then she starts crying and bawling over a bagel, over somebody telling her good job getting out there, over somebody telling her that her walking isn't so good. She goes through these incredibly huge mood swings in the span of minutes. She has serious health issues. She has a big booty. A big is not always nice. You know, right, Diana? That's my opinion, at least. Big is not always good.
But that's okay. We're here for doctor's appointment number.
I get you, Empress Chavinan.
Here we go.
So I got done with my appointment.
I'm sorry,
and
Gemini.
I just had a quick change to go to the airport. And what's good is I feel different after this appointment. After my first doctor's review, I felt really anxious and uncomfortable. And after this appointment, I feel very hopeful and excited. Oh, it's some bumps. It's the beginning of a really exciting new journey. And I'm going to take you guys along for the whole way. I'm worth it. I've done a lot of work, and it's time to now take this step.
She's worth it. She's worth it. You know, because we always know how Anna talks all the time about how it's more important to serve. It's more important to help others, community, family. That's what's important. Don't worry about just yourself. No, of course not. She never. If there's anybody who I've never once in my life thought would be magnanimous and overlook their own needs for someone else, it's Anna. Even more than Foodie. I think on the level of food selfishness, they're both right up there, but I would give the edge to Anna, just barely, because Anna has a lot and she still wants more. She's very privileged and she still feels like it's not enough.
I ultimately decided to go with Dr. David Amron at the Roxbury Institute, who runs the Advanced Lipedema Treatment Program. There's a lot of reasons why. Again, we'll address that in a later video. As part of,
she says there's a lot of reasons why. We're going to address that in a later video. How much do you want to bet one of those reasons is because they have a program. She's going to phrase it like this. This place has a wonderful program where they want to partner with me to help educate people about lipedema. And I didn't want to pass up that amazing opportunity to be an educator to others about this terrible disease. That's what she's going to say. She's not going to just come straight up and say, well, they offered me a deal.
Getting lipedema covered by insurance, one of the things they really stress to you is that you're able to articulate how much the condition has affected your life. So in order to kind of do that and show you guys on video, we went to a gym where I was staying in New York for something totally unrelated.
See, I think so because anxiety meds are anxiety meds as well. You mean like anti-anxiety meds, like sedatives or tranquilizers? Maybe. It's possible she's on tranquilizers and stimulants, which would explain why she's constantly going from one extreme to another. I don't want to allege anything if I don't know for sure, but she does seem to be heavily medicated at times. You know what, Kiki? That's a very interesting question, and I think I don't really have a good answer for that one. I have to look into that, but I think that's a good, interesting question.
related to this, and just filmed some issues that I'm currently having with mobility. Now, if you watch my last video, you know that when I was on Wegovy, it did help my inflammation a lot. So I did have a little bit, like actually a lot more mobility and less pain, but coming off of it has kind of really exposed how bad the condition is affecting the actual underlying,
I can believe
fabric
that.
of my life. And the reality is like eventually the Wegovy will not be able to help solve this problem. So we need to deal with it.
I agree, Nutty. And really, Anna wants to be on TV so bad. She thinks she has her own show, but I mean, 600-pound life would be perfect for her.
Before it gets to that point. So we did our own like kind of little video assessment. 2 weeks ago, I could easily do this, but in coming off the medication, I can't even do the pose.
2 weeks ago, she could easily do this. Now she can. I don't believe that, Anna. Show us 2 weeks ago you easily doing anything, because every video you've ever shown of us working out has been highly edited and very underwhelming, extremely underwhelming. I've never seen you complete a workout, and all we've ever seen are these. Even when you remember when she was a sponsored athlete for Copilot and she was telling everybody about how much she's an exercise gal and she has to get her workouts in 3 times a week. That was only a few months ago, a few weeks ago, really. Especially from when this was recorded. This was probably recorded a month ago. So this was only a few weeks ago from that. And now she's, I can't even move. I can't even bend
anymore.
Just can't do anything. You know what? I have to look into it, Fallen Angel. I just haven't heard of it. Full disclosure, I just haven't heard of it. I believe it. I just not familiar with the concept. I need to go look it up.
I knew I needed to film this just so I could see the progress after surgery, but I didn't realize how much it would hurt. I think I was in denial about how bad it was because I had.
Well, she had to get those bagels, right? She had to go walk her 2 miles for the bagel. And she had to go to get her ice cream at the Big Gay ice cream truck. And she had to get her cotton candy. That one video, she told us about the ice cream she bought, the bagels she got twice, and the cotton candy. But she lives on 1,800 calories a day. She is delusional. I've never seen a video. Well, I don't want to say never, but I've rarely seen a video of her where she appears like she's on track to fall under a 2,000 calorie day. Every video I eat, it's, oh, today's a cheat day. Oh, you got to treat yourself once in a while. She's delusional.
A magic cure. I guess it wasn't so magical, but it gave me some of my mobility back. But going off it has taught me that.
Does anybody think she does all this crying to hide the fact that she's out of breath? You know something? That's a theory I like. That she does a lot of this fake crying as a way to hide how out of breath she is. Because this way she can keep pausing and for air every couple seconds without looking like she's out of breath. But I don't think she could talk for long without getting out of breath. And I think this fake crying stuff is her way of masking it.
I can't hide the fact that my body is not okay. Everywhere there's lipedema feels like a bruise right now. And I've noticed that I've started having some
Welcome in, Net Detective.
In my lower extremities, which I've never had before. I wore compression socks last night.
Absolutely. Logical Lolly. That's what I've always said about Anna. I feel that she could so easily prove all of the critics wrong. She claims that she's on a diet. She claims that she's exercising, but she's never posted a full video of a workout. And I'm not saying she has to post every workout, but she's never even posted one full workout. She talks about how she eats 2,000 calories a day. Every time she's ever shown herself to be eating, she's eating something that would likely not fit into a 2,000 calorie daily diet. It's just nothing adds up for her. So I appreciate that, Lolly, and I respect the honesty. Just to give everybody here some background, I myself have been heavy much of my life. I've kept my weight down for a while now. I've kept the weight off for a while now. I'm very happy with that. And I could certainly relate to being heavy. I've never been as heavy as Anna, but I've been heavy enough though to understand the struggle. So I could certainly appreciate it. Oh, with the medications, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Jamie. And I just
Points are
and again, I don't have a problem with Anna as a person. If she could get her act together, I'd be happy for her. But I don't like the way that I feel like she's not honest with her audience. She's not honest about what appears to be a deal with the surgery center. I don't think she's been honest about her diet. I don't think she's been honest about her exercise. And if she has been honest about some of these things, then she hasn't been honest about some of the others, because they can't all be true at the same time.
fiery, and in some ways they just don't even move at the same, like, they're just not as mobile as they were literally just 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to think what else has changed. Everything feels harder. Like, everything feels heavier and more difficult to move.
Everything's harder and more difficult and heavier since she stopped her weight loss medication. It's only been 2 weeks, but is it possible she's gained weight since then? I don't know. But I'm just going to say it's hard to believe that in 2 weeks' time, she's gone from the exercise queen to I can't even do a single pose.
And this is like where the mental aspect comes in a little bit more, but I myself feel heavier because my body feels heavier. And it's...
Have you weighed yourself? I mean, just got to ask that. You feel heavier. Your body feels heavier. Have you possibly gained weight? Like, have you actually weighed? Maybe you are heavier.
Even though physically I haven't changed in weight a lot, because I can feel it more.
Okay, so she hasn't changed in weight a lot. In other words, you have gained weight. So she's gained, so she feels heavier, she's gained weight, and she doesn't know why she feels heavier despite gaining weight.
I am more frustrated and more upset with my body, and I have less peace with my body because it feels like a betrayal right now.
Her body betrayed her, guys. She has less peace with her body because her body betrayed her. She's done everything she can to nourish her body, and her ungrateful body just betrayed her again.
Feels like it is fighting me and fighting what's best for me, and I am seeing the things I worked really hard for just not be possible anymore. And
I mean, and to be fair, but Anna, by your own words, why should your body be nice to you? You've punished your body. You punished your body by restricting your calories. You punished your body by exercising more. And that's what she said earlier in the video, right? So by your own logic, Anna, your body's going to be angry with you because you punished it with exercise and diet. So why should it be nice to you?
I came to New York delusional. I thought we were going to do all these fitness classes, and there's absolutely no way I can. I mean, the best I can do right now is walking, so we're going to find ways to walk, but
apparently she did have lipo on her chin. I saw some older videos. She used to have her neck was way bigger in the past. So I guess she did, but it just goes to show that lipo is not a permanent solution unless you can keep the weight off.
That wasn't an issue before. I could always do a fitness class, maybe not as big as anyone, but now I can't even freaking get up and down without just really hurting.
Not respect, Jamie.
It's hard. It's hard, and I am trying to keep my wits about me, but I am so frustrated with my body.
I love how she's never frustrated with herself. She's always frustrated with her body. This disconnect. What is this disconnect? Her body. It's like, my body betrayed me. You are your body. You are your body. Is everybody here who's not their body? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into a deep philosophical discussion, but I just feel like this Anna has a serious disconnect in her mind where she doesn't see herself as who she is. She really doesn't. She talks about her body letting her down. You've let your body down, Anna. You've victimized your body. You've treated your body like crap. And if your body has finally had enough and it said, enough is enough, Anna, I'm tired of accepting this abuse from you. Well, maybe it's finally revolted. Your body is tired of you abusing it.
And I would say,
it's crazy, but it sounds like that.
For
it really does.
Reducing my pain, but at the same time, I'm a little angry because I didn't realize it was this bad. Because before, when I hurt, I legitimately thought it was because I was out of shape. But now I'm realizing that it was a little bit more complex than that.
She says, back when I hurt, I thought it was because I was out of shape. Now I realize it's more complex than that. But that doesn't, the one thing doesn't negate the other. Anna does a lot of that, where she'll say two things and act like one of them negates the other. She'll say, I have lipedema, So these problems are caused by lipedema, not obesity. It seems you do have lipedema, Anna, and I'm not going to dispute that, but you also have obesity. And you can't say that, well, none of my problems are from obesity. My obesity is not a problem. It's all just something else. You could have two things at the same time. They're not,
Yes,
they're
I
not
was out of
exclusive.
shape, but also my body was actively fighting against me moving. So it's just changed the entire way I see my journey, the entire way I see myself, and it kind of just, the only way through is through. So I have to just like feel all these things and experience all these things while just
this does say, at least this top fits okay. I don't know what's going on below the waist. I hope that it's not too skin tight, but at least this top is decent. This actually looks pretty good on her, this top. I'll be fair. This top is about as flattering as anything I've seen on her.
Waiting a treatment that should work but may not, and that's
Descartes.
that's scary too. Like, it's a big deal. It's not a 5-minute procedure, but now I feel like it's
obesity.
my only hope because I can't live like this. I mean, all I want.
And is it possible also, Anna says she's had all this pain recently. Is it possible that this is because all of that high impact exercise has caused injury? Is it possible that you've worn down your knees? Is it possible you've sprained something? Is it possible you've damaged some cartilage in your knees or your elbows or your hips from doing all of these lunges and other exercises which you're not in shape to do? Remember when Anna said she would do her lunges as a warm-up and she was wobbling and she looked like she was ready to tip over from the very first rep? If she really was doing those exercises, she was doing damage to her body. Those exercises were not safe at her weight. So after a year of doing those exercises that her body is in pain, it makes sense if it's true.
Is to move. And I can't do what I want to do. I can't live the life I want to live. Okay, so I'm going to touch from here all the way up. These,
good
like
point.
you can see, they're literally like drags. So these are pockets of lipidemic fat here. And those are part of the condition.
I accept that. I don't dispute that, Anna. I accept that.
And when I push the skin together, you can see those pebbles. You can see those are the lipedemic cells. So that's what's causing me to pain. This actually freaking hurts, but I think it's important to show people what it looks like. So it looks like that. I have a lot of pain here, and especially right here. If I sit in a chair and this touches the side of the chair, it will physically be painful. And I can't, one of the saddest things I can't do right now is I love having my dog sit on my lap. I'm still doing it. I should not be doing it, but it's very painful to have any.
And I just want to point out one other thing. Remember how Anna was talking the other week about how she was always wearing her compression socks and her compression gear? I'm thinking, does anybody even remember the last time they saw her wearing anything to cover her legs? She doesn't wear her compression gear. She doesn't do it. Like, at least she doesn't ever do it in the videos.
Pressure here. If I lightly drag like this,
oh, and that's, yeah, I remember the other video. I saw this when I watched the other day. She said that she sized out of the compression gear. Okay. Anna spends how many thousands of dollars a month buying new clothes? She could get some custom fitted gear for her lipedema that is destroying her life. She could spend thousands of dollars a month on new clothes, but she couldn't spend whatever it cost to get some compression garments that were in her size.
Time I put any pressure, it starts to really hurt. Okay, so on the arms, I have a combination of loose skin and lipedema. So now
this is lipedema. What part of your body is not lipedema, Anna? Are you gonna show us every square inch of your body and claim that every bit of it? And I'm not gonna try to argue with her about what's lipedema and what's not, but you can't be 100% lipedema. There must be some part of your body that's not lipedema.
Predominantly my lipedema, and as you can see, when we squeeze it, we get a weird texture again. I don't know if it's not as easy to squeeze here because there's some loose skin as well.
Fast forward a couple of days, we were able to get some support from Dr. Amron's team and to actually meet with an occupational therapist who specializes in basically writing to insurance the ways that
I mean, I will agree. It does not look fun. It does not look pleasant. And I don't envy her situation in that, as far as that goes.
Or
I can agree with
mobility
that.
and quality of life has been affected by lipedema. So that took us through a definitely more formal process.
Anna Lipedema.
I'm just going to let you guys watch it. It was a very
Welcome in, Diana.
hard experience for me. And I think if you're going through this process and you decide to do
exactly, Denise, she could at least oh, welcome in, Denise. I don't know if I welcomed you in earlier. But she could skip some of those clothing hauls, right? She buys so much stuff for herself.
Something like this assessment to help with your insurance. Just know going into it that it will shock you and it will be hard.
So I don't know what has been explained to you as far as the functional capacity eval goes, but the purpose is, so, oh, great. Then this will give me a chance to kind of explain what we're doing. So the purpose is, so we can see if you have any functional limitations because of the lipedema. So we're going to be looking at things like your range of motion, your strength, cardiovascular fitness, how you're
right here, this person here. I don't know if this is actually Dr. David Aaron or Amron, or if this is somebody who works in Dr. David's office. This could be Dr. David. I don't know. But either way, that's who this is presented as.
Body composition is, meaning like, are your feet flat? Are you getting enough range of motion at the knee? What is that looking like in terms of hip and back? That kind of stuff, because they're all linked together. If the alignment,
are you going to treat it with some compression garments?
Is off, it can affect the alignment down the line. I wanted to ask you, have you been doing any kind of conservative therapy? I'm sure you have conservative therapy as far as for your lymphatics, MLD, the pump, anything like that.
Exactly.
I don't have the pump. So because I was losing weight, I wore like full compression for a while. Then I basically sized out of it.
Okay.
And then
yeah, there you go. So this is where she says it. I watched this earlier just so I would know what I was watching. And yeah, she says right there, I love how the lady says, so I'm sure you've tried it. I'm sure you've used it, right? Like the way she's leading her in what to say. That's one thing I kind of stood out to me about this doctor, or whomever this woman is that's doing the interview. She's very leading with her questions. She says things like, oh, I'm sure you've done it, right? I'm sure you've done that already. I'm sure you've done everything possible, right? What is she supposed to say to that? And she says, well, actually, I sized out of it. No, I haven't actually. So let's listen to this interaction again.
The alignment, if one is off, it can affect the alignment down the line. I wanted to ask you, have you been doing any kind of conservative therapy? I'm sure you have conservative therapy as far as for your lymphatics, MLD, the pump, anything like that.
I don't have the pump. So because I was
so first one says, did you be doing this pump? She says, no, I don't have the pump. I don't even know what the pump is. But apparently Anna's lipedema is so serious and such a major thing in her life, and she gets all these treatments for it. But not that one. That one, yeah, getting the pump, whatever that. Nah, I didn't get that. I didn't get the pump.
I was losing weight. I wore like full compression for a while. But then I basically sized out of it.
Yeah, she's been doing everything except the pump. Didn't do that. Oh, and the compression gear? Well, I sized out of that. I haven't been doing that either.
Okay.
And then I had a problem finding gear that actually fit.
Okay.
So it was on my list to purchase new gear or get custom gear made.
So it was on my list to get some new gear made, but I didn't. But it was on my list. She's clearly done everything she possibly can. It's her body that betrayed her.
And now I'm going into surgery, so it's kind of a moot point.
Sure.
It's a mute point. It's a mute point. Of course, a mute point. I wish I had the mute button then. Anyway, what was she saying? I got distracted.
Made.
Yes. So why even bother getting the compression garments made? Now she's going to get surgery. She doesn't need to do anything else. They're going to fix it all for her.
Oh, I'm going into surgery, so it's kind of a moot point.
Sure.
Do you wear compression socks a lot? Anytime, especially now in the summer because it's so much worse.
Mhm.
I know how to do basic lymphatic massage on myself and dry brushing.
So she says, I know how to. Okay. So how much have you been doing it? So in other words, the woman said, I'm sure you've been doing all this stuff. And her answer was, actually, I haven't. I was planning to buy some of it, but I didn't. But I do know how to do it. Okay. Well, you're just awesome, Anna. You're doing everything. You're a lipedema warrior. You're doing everything you can to help yourself. It's your body that betrayed you.
I'm going to just ask you a couple of questions in regards to your extremities. Do your legs feel heavy and tired by the end of the day?
Yes, all the time.
Does elevation alleviate pain or swelling?
It helps a little, but I wouldn't say
Apparently, she hasn't bothered to get the pump. Apparently, that's something that she's not interested in.
that's like a magical cure.
Looks like you've done all of those things. Oh gosh, you've like done everything. You've done everything.
What do you mean?
Meaning like you've done
This lady says you've done everything. She literally said she hasn't done anything. She said, I don't have the pump. I don't have the compression garments. I know how to do the other stuff. So in other words, she said, I haven't done any of the stuff. She hasn't done any of it. And the lady's saying to her, wow, you've done everything. You've done everything. You're so amazing.
things. Oh gosh, you've like done everything.
Oh gosh,
you've done
you've
everything.
done everything. You're amazing.
Meaning like you've done every conservative measure, like you've done the dry brushing, the self MLD, don't have the pump yet, but you're working on that. You've been wearing compression.
You don't have the pump yet, but you're working on it. What do you mean working on it? It was over a year ago. She said she's not getting it. How long is it going to take to work on it? You've done everything. You're still working on it. You were wearing the compression gear. This lady is going to, this is a perfect example of a rubber stamp. This woman is going, it doesn't matter what Anna says. This woman is going to approve her for surgery because Anna has already been approved as an ambassador for the surgery center. They are not going to turn her down for surgery after they've already paid her to endorse the program.
Exercising, you've been doing the diet, like you've done everything right.
You've been doing the diet, you've been doing everything right, Anna. You've been doing everything. You're just awesome.
That's
the
news.
crazy thing.
It's your body that betrayed you.
So like I am strong, and the thing that's most frustrating to me about this illness is all I want to do is be more active. I started my health journey to be more active, and I still have things I can't do. And I am pissed about it because I have spent 2 years doing everything right. And all it's done is made me fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 2 years doing everything right, but you didn't get the pump. You haven't gotten any of the compression. You don't wear the compression gear. You don't really seem to be dieting or exercising. Like you don't seem to really be doing any of the stuff that you're supposed to be doing. So why do you, I don't get it, Anna.
With being active, and now my body won't let me do the thing I love. And that is so cruel. It's so unfair.
We're going to start doing some of the more physical testing.
It's not an easy fix. Unfortunately, I wish that it was something that just automatically worked, because I wish there was an easy fix, but unfortunately there isn't.
It's okay with you.
Okay, yeah,
I want to try, I've tried to set this up so we can go between walking and then looking at your arms, just to give you a little bit of a break in between so you can kind of rest a little bit.
Yeah.
So the first test that I'm going to have you do is you're going to be sitting in some type of chair. You're going to put your arms on your chest like this.
I'm not familiar with all the details, but it sounds to me like Anna's not been doing any of this stuff like she's supposed to. This doctor, or this person who works with the doctor, whoever they are, has been telling Anna she's doing everything right, but it sounds like she said she didn't. No, I get you, an Angel. No, it's a good point.
And you're going to stand up and sit down, and I'm going to see how many.
But she doesn't need one. She has Copilot. Remember that app that she got? She's a sponsored athlete by Copilot. She doesn't need a physical therapist. She's Foodie 2.0. In some ways, she's even more impressive.
Many times you can do it in a 30-second interval, okay?
Oh God, my knees are bad today. Like functionally I can do the movement, but it hurts. Do I have to keep doing it?
As many as you can in the 30 seconds, but if you need a break, you can.
It just hurts. Like my knee joints are really bad.
If you need to stop and rest, okay.
It's like, I don't like, in my mind, I'm like, I'll just keep going.
Zeta.
But
Agree.
the top of my knee is really bad.
So the next test I'm going to have you do, this one's kind of, it may seem a little bit funny looking, but it's going to help me understand if you've got some nerve involvement in your arms.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you are going to hold your hands like this.
I'm actually going to skip ahead through a little bit of this because it's getting a little bit late. I want to get to this.
We had the assessment. A lot of things became really clear. First and foremost, some of the things that I thought were weight-related problems probably were a little bit weight-related problems, but were also lipedema problems.
Okay, Anna, that is the closest I've heard her say anything that sounds reasonable. At least that sounds reasonable. It sounds like you have a problem with obesity, and it sounds like you also have a problem with lipedema. It sounds like you have both. Why you refuse to do anything about your obesity whatsoever is a bigger question for me.
Second thing that I realized is that I had some pain that had come to progress in my arms that I did not have previously. And it was now affecting my range of motion as well as my strength. Third thing I noticed is, especially being off the Wegovy, is that my joints were a little bit more hyperextended, and that I was starting to cheat back how I used to walk, which is locking my legs and hyperextending so that I don't have to distribute the weight on my knee at all.
You're doing awesome. You're almost in a minute.
Okay, if she's been walking like this, it's no question why her legs hurt. She is walking completely stiff-legged. She says she regressed, but I don't remember ever see her walking with her knees. She's always walked like this, very stiff-legged. And when you walk stiff-legged, it's going to put a lot more strain on your back, on your knees, on the rest of you.
Amazing. This is the one thing I feel like I can do.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really hit me until a mile in that I
It's
hurt.
true, Nirvana.
It's weird. It's that mile marker that typically does it.
So at this point in the walking exercise, and I had been feeling great, like I was freaking.
I could believe that. I could believe that at some point, do believe that she did complete the 5K. I believe she completed it. I'm sure she completed it, at least from what she showed. But that was her peak. And she tried to act like that was a bad day for her. Like, well, it was a little bit slow. I was tired that day, but I do 2 miles every day. Like it's no big deal. When in reality, it seemed like that was the longest she had ever walked. And which is great, but I think that was it. I think that was the end. I don't think that was the beginning. I think she quit after that.
This is where the physical therapist tells me that my gait is incorrect, that I've regressed. And as you can see,
I thought she was doing I thought she only did the app. I was not aware she had a trainer. But thank you for letting me know that. I was not aware.
I don't take it well. In fact, you don't really see this, but I actually asked the cameras to be stopped. And I just uncontrollably slobbed in the corner for a little while because it really sucked. That moment probably hurt the most because I knew there were other issues, but I still believed I had that one thing. And then I realized I didn't.
It's okay to feel sad.
I just feel like what? Everything sucks again.
So here she's going to walk and cry. And there's this old man over here. We saw him in another clip doing shoulder presses, it looks like.
But it also just means I've been masking a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
I think this moment, and this is why I'm sharing this video, was the moment that I realized that I wasn't crazy for doing the surgery. I had emotionally been going through a lot of different things. I think when you get gaslit about your body and especially when you get gaslit by the internet, to be really honest, and I can't wait.
She's being gaslit by the internet. Yeah, right. They're saying things to her like, eat right, get some exercise,
to see the videos that come out of this, because they always do. People are gonna say things about this. That's how the internet works. And I know that, and I know that going into this. But I think this was the moment where I realized that it just wasn't in my head. It wasn't something I made up, and that I was really able to put that commentary to the side and basically be like, screw you guys, I really do need this done. And it honestly made going into LA easier, the surgery part of it, which again, we're going to share with you guys in a later video, because I now knew that if I didn't do it, that this was going to be my reality, except worse. And
well, the 5K was good. I when she did it, I said good for her completing it. I just don't, the part where she claimed that she was walking almost as much every single day was unbelievable to me. But the 5K itself was good. I was glad to see that. I just feel like it was very performative, and I don't think she did anything afterward. But it was good but doing it was good. I don't dispute that.
I wasn't willing to accept that reality. To be really honest, I'm not willing to accept a life
was it
where
a girl?
I have a loss of mobility.
I didn't see who it
where
was.
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
run, where I can't have adventures, where I can't hike, where I
really
can't
didn't see
swim,
who it
where I
was.
can't just live the way I want to live. That's what this whole journey has been about.
You know what? To be fair, I really didn't even see who it was.
To this point, if you've been following my health journey, was getting back to the things I love and enjoy. I've had a taste of that over the last 2 years, and I am definitely not willing to give it up. So while it was emotionally very difficult to have to see the actual flaws in my body and what it's capable of right in front of me with a mirror that I could not look away from, it was ultimately super important because it helped me be so confident going into that surgery.
That's not a bad idea, Nirvana. I think, you know what? I think maybe in a future episode, I think I might try to do that. If anybody in the chat here wants to volunteer for a future episode, hey, let me know. Yeah, but I would be open to bringing somebody on to discuss it. I think that would be a good idea.
This was my only option. That there was no more conservative treatments, that there was no magic from Wegovy, that this had to be dealt with. So I felt it was really important to show this because if A, you're wondering if you really need it, this is a great way to do it. B, it helps with insurance, makes it a lot easier for getting claims in. And C, I think that checking in with your body before surgery to get a real knowledge of what is and is not possible will make, for me, understanding the results of the surgery a lot easier and will make me value those results. And I wanted to make sure that I had, that's why we kind of filmed our own version in the beginning, that I had something that just was a reminder that when the days get hard and things are tough at the end, I'm going to be able to look back and see tangible changes in the way my body moves, functions, and feels. I'm sad.
Okay, so it's basically over. Let's do the end of this here.
It's a little sore, which is weird. I mean, I know I've said this to you because you don't know me.
Oh no, that is a woman. That's a woman over there. Okay, you know what? There was an old man in another picture. That's what it was. There was an old man earlier in the video, but that's a different person.
But
There's more than one person in the gym.
the degradation in what I can do is really overwhelming for me. About 2 days ago, I tried to do pigeon pose, a stretch that I really used to love, and I physically can't even get my body into it anymore.
Okay.
I said this to my friend the other night, but I think it's the reality of it. I'm sorry, you're not my therapist, and now you're.
No, you know what? I'm a therapist. I'm an occupational therapist.
There you go. I think I got very lucky that Wegovy helped me so much with inflammation and pain. But I'm kind of glad that this is happening because it makes me realize I do really need to do the surgery now. Because
Water aerobics is
I am
great.
an incredibly active person.
Water aerobics for anybody who's heavy to the point where they think that going in the gym and a more traditional exercise program might be a bit too much. Water aerobics is a great place to start.
To see this much mobility, and I'm sure there's patients who are in worse states than I am, but like for me, this is a huge step down from where I was just like a month ago.
I think it's normal. It sounds to me like you're grieving the loss of your mobility or what you thought you would gain, and I think
okay, there was an old man too. There you go.
And I've seen your Instagram page and how much fun that you have on there.
I can't even do that anymore. That's the thing. It's part of me being taken away.
Does she really get all that stuff for free? If she does get it for free, then good for her. But I'm surprised.
Yeah. Lipedema's taken a lot from you, and I'm excited that you're going to start taking back from it. You're going to take your life back.
Sorry, I didn't expect to be.
And of course, Anna's crying again.
Do you know what? Totally normal. This is totally normal. It's sometimes it's hard being on. I have to say it's hard being a therapist because sometimes you show people their deficits, and that's not. It's hard. It's hard for you to see it.
It's like I've been hit by it like so many times in the last week.
Anna's keeps crying every 5 minutes. This one's a little zoomed out, but I'm not seeing tears on this one either. And I'm not saying every time you get upset, you have to be bawling in tears, but I've never seen a tear.
It's like because I feel like the last of that medicine is out. So like more and more range of motion keeps going. So like, first it was not being able to do anything high impact. So it was the jumping and the running were gone. Then it was like lifting weights would exhaust me so much that I like couldn't
never stops crying.
Literally, like the last week, I'm bench pressing 25 pounds, and the next week I can't even do like 10. And it's like, how did that happen in a week?
Yeah,
it's just like
I like that she's doing something. I just feel like Anna's not being honest about how much she does. I think she had a little period where she was doing a decent amount of exercise, but that seemed to be a very short period of time.
Every week something new kind of slowly breaks down, and I think I'm just sick of like constantly seeing that as I progress towards the surgery. And again, I keep trying to remind myself that it's just more proof that I need to do it, but it sucks.
Right.
Because I know I'm gonna have to start from the literal beginning after surgery to get back to what I love to do, and that took me like a year to get there in the first place, and it's all gone. So, yeah, that is the start of this journey. I will be sharing updates as fast as we can get them done. Please be patient.
Well, I think that's fair. That's fair, Net Detective. And I'm going to say this: I'm not somebody who shames people for crying. It's just, it seems like she cries literally every single video. That's what it is. Like, I think that I actually think it's good to be able to be honest and to be able to show some emotion. I don't think that's a bad thing. But it just seems manipulative because she's crying in every single video and we never see any tears. And that's what it is. Like if she's really upset, it is what it is. But the fact that she puts it in every single video makes it feel very manipulative to me. That's I guess the part I have an issue with. I don't have an issue with her being upset and crying. I have an issue with the way that I feel like she tries to use it to manipulate.
With me, I am tired. My brain is very much just a soup. It's just messy. So if this is a little bit of a ramble, it's probably is a little bit of a ramble because I'm not 100% yet, and I won't be for a while. But I felt this content was important, and I wanted to share it as quickly as I was able. So that's why I'm here doing this today.
So this is it. Thank you, everybody.
Guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day.
We're going to send you off to
I'm going to
Hannibal.
go take a nap now, and I will see you later with the next installment.
All right. Okay, so let me close it out.